Let's look at one of the typical sets and notation question. This is actually a question from the TYS 2019. So this is not meant to be very difficult. In fact, this is a very what you will expect in exam. Okay, whether in prelims or in O-level, this is a very standard question. Okay, whenever we look at set notation question, we must understand that this is the universal set. Universal set means it's the entire set. So I want you to take note of these two symbols here. Okay, what does these two symbols tell you? This one and this one. That means it's non-inclusive of 4 and non-inclusive of 16. Okay, so we all know our prime numbers. There are only two factors, 1 and itself. Multiples of 4, factors of 30, we can state, but make sure they all fall within this range. Okay, so let's before we start, right, we always write down if we can, and we have the luxury of time, right? Okay, we write down what is in each set first. All right, so when we are looking at P are prime numbers. The smallest prime number is 2, then followed by 3. Okay, 4 is not a prime number because 4 is divisible by 1, 2, and 4. Okay, so the next prime number we're looking at is 5, 7. Common mistake, a lot of students think that 9 is a prime number, but 9 is not a prime number because divisible by 3. Okay, so 5, 7, 11, 13. I don't think we have any more, so I'll close it up. Okay, so for Q, right, Q is a multiple of 4. So common mistake, they will write down 4, but it's not inclusive of 4 as you can see. So the next multiple is 8, 12, 16 also don't have, but it's 4, 8, 12, 16, right? 16 also non-inclusive. R, factors of 30. If you are fast enough, you can straight away write down. If not, you do it the primary school way. You do 1 times 30, 2 times 15, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So I'm just going to write that down because, if not, I will make mistake, right? I'll write down like 1 and 30, which shouldn't be the case because it's non-inclusive. All right? 3 times 10, 5 times 6. So we start from 5. So this is 5, 6, 10, and 15. Okay, so after this is the most crucial step because if you make mistake over here, it will lead to the next few parts. You will not get it correct lah. Okay, so let's look at part A. Okay, so they want us to list the elements in R. Whenever they ask you to list the elements, make sure you open and close your bracket. Okay, so you just put down R, 5, 6, 10, and 15. Okay, if I'm going to give this as a quiz to students, right, I'm already expecting some students to write down like 1 lah, 3 lah, 30, which shouldn't be the case. Okay, so we're going to look at the second part. What does that symbol actually represent? This symbol over here that I'm going to highlight in blue, okay, it means intersect. In layman terms, it's just overlapping. All right, so P intersect R. Remember, you are listing all the elements. Always put in your bracket. If you don't put in a bracket, you don't get the mark. This is a 1 mark question, right? So if you don't put in a bracket, don't have the mark at all. Okay, so P and R, what is duplicated? So we got 5. It seems like that's all. Okay, so make sure you do not put it as P intersect R is just 5. It must be a set. Okay, then we're looking at the last portion now. So the last portion over here, they're asking you to underline the correct statements. Make sure the statement has, take note, right? There's an S. It's a 2 mark. So that's a very obvious hint that you are going to choose 2. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Let's see. Okay, so we look at the first one. What does this actually mean? This is an empty set. So R intersect Q, right? That means we're looking at R. Wait, let me see whether I can carefully. Oh, I did it. Okay, so R and Q. So this is R and Q. Oops, R and Q. So when you list out, it's a lot easier. So 5, 6, 10, 15, 8, 12. Yes, they are right. Okay, there's nothing overlapping. So this is one of my answer. Okay, so now we have Q union R. Union means together, right? So if it's Q union R, let me just write down at the side, okay? So let's say Q union R. Yeah, I always want students to be extra careful for set and notation because I always tell them it's a 3 mark question. All right, so Q union R, let's start with Q, the smaller one first. So 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. When you write from small to big, right, it's easier to check instead of writing it like jumble up, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 elements altogether. But when you see over here, there's only 5 elements. So please don't underline this one. All right. Okay. What does this mean? That means P union Q, there's a number 0 inside. But you check over here, right? 0 is not even part of the universal set. So this one is definitely wrong. Okay. Q is a subset of, Q is a proper subset of R. This one, right? What they're trying to say is that, let's say this entire thing is R. Okay. And then your Q is inside. That means all of your element of Q are inside R. But you see, Q is 8 and 12. There's no 8 and 12 inside here. So this one is also wrong. Okay. So what does this symbol tell you? This one is like that is an element, right? Cancel away means not an element. So look at P. 16 is not an element of P. So this is the second one we underline. So with just that, you get 4 marks for your paper 1. Okay, simple.